Chuggalos, welcome back to day 2 of the Brew Crew Podcast Advent Calendar 2023.
Are you having a good day?
Are you having a good day? I know I am so far. This is Saturday, December 2nd, 2023, and it's early in the morning. Not too early, but it's before noon. And today's beer, and I've got an apology, I just again grabbed it from the fridge, is the Butcher and the Brewer, the Frog and the Hog 6% wet hopped Pilsner. I'm going to go with the crack immediately. Just did a little bit of research. This beer sounded very familiar. It is because we had it in our 2021 Advent Calendar. So again, as I said on yesterday's episode, coming into today, we have a bunch of new people. It was 2 years ago, so maybe the recipe has changed or anything like that. So I'm not going to hold it too much, but I do send the lists out. So I'm hoping we get some fresh and unique perspectives. I know because I watched Chuggalos Devs. Go check his out, as he's got a couple of gimmicks this year. But he's not looking at his Untapped. I, on the other hand, have to look at my Untapped because I have to check my sanity and make sure that this is a beer either I've had before, fresh perspective, maybe a unique perspective. There's nothing different besides the fact that this year it might be a wet hot Pilsner, and 2 years ago it was just a Pilsner, or that's what I had it categorized as. First taste. It is definitely a Pilsner, that's for sure. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Man, not what I expected. But again, going into it, I knew it was a Pilsner. It doesn't say, because this again comes from our friends at the Barrel House, so it comes in their shorty with their label on it. It doesn't say the type of beer. It just has the brewer, the name of the beer, and the ABV. So it doesn't have the type. So you'd have to look it up when you order it. Obviously, you know what it is when you order it from their 20 tap list. Man, what an interesting and unique beer. It's an amped up Pilsner. So like if you drink Miller Lite, or if you go to typically wherever you're listening to, your brewers around you are going to have like their standard offering. They're typically going to have like a Pilsner or something easy drinking, be it a lager or a Pilsner. Lagers are a lot more common, sorry Stacy, than a Pilsner. But the fact that this one is offered, this is what I'm going to guess is their standard fare. Wow, very effervescent, as I have a lot of burps coming. But you can find out more if you go to butcherandthebrewer.com. That might be one of the longer URLs that we have. And once you go to it, it's a beautiful site. It's got a close-up of their taps, their stainless steel taps. And the one thing, and Stev is going to go into this, so check out his episode later, is it's got their menu on it. And I know he likes going into the food, but it does at the top of the menu, or top of that screen, have an about page. And it goes Cleveland Brewing Company and the culinary crew behind there. So anyways, another Cleveland, what I take from it. And Butcher and Brewer encourages interaction and a sense of community through public house seating. Very similar to how breweries are doing it now, at least, or tap houses, from what I've seen, because they can fit more people in there rather than being sequestered to like a 4-top or an 8-top. With progressive dining and shared plates. Shared plates is great. Not going there typically for a meal, but appetizers. Again, this is the hallmark of a lot of breweries, but I'll let Steph get into that. Ethnic flavors, artisan products, and again, in-house butcher, which is awesome. Charcuterie plates, way to go. Small shareables, increasing conversation, increasing time that you're going to spend there. More product, more beer sold. So as a Pilsner, it doesn't really push the envelope too much, because with a Pilsner, it's a clean, crisp, refreshing beer. It's not the opportunity like a stout or an IPA or a porter to hide a bunch of adjuncts just because of the clarity process. And I'm not going to pour it into a glass or anything like that. If you're a long fan of the show, you understand that I just like to drink from the receptacle. Doesn't matter that it came in. Doesn't matter if it's I'm out with friends, a fancy dinner, or whatever. I just don't like dirtying other glasswares or anything like that. So if I take something from the beer on that, that's completely on me. They do say on the website that they go between traditional and innovative beers. This is far, 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 far more traditional. It feels more cared about. More decisions were made in here than your standard fare. And the nice thing, too, like if this is a Pilsner and you're going out to an event, it's got a 6%, so it's got a little bit more of a punch than than a Miller Lite if you bring like a 4.2 or a standard Pilsner, which is in that 4 to 5 range. So it's got a higher alcohol content, but outside of that, I don't know if it differs itself too much from the crowd. Man, I did just check my previous score when I had it a couple of years ago, and I'm going to be very similar to that. And we got it from the Barrel House. I'm going to be off the top rope. 2023's version of the Butcher and the Brewer, Frog and the Hog. Excuse me, I screwed up on that multiple times now. Is going to be a 3.25. I'm really looking for something to hang my hat on. I try to give it a few days because I think 2021 was the year that we had that Tripping Animals, that coffee IPA, and we had that in the first couple of days. So, again, not looking too forward because I just pulled this one out of the fridge. It's been chilling for a couple of days. I want that conversation starter. I want that, again, and that's why we do this, is that conversation. I don't care if we do repetitive beers, but the important thing is we start the conversation just like this. Look at this.
Two.
Look at these gimmicks.
It is a Pilsner.
This is one half of
Definitely
Team Smoke Show from up north.
Due to that little skunkiness that kind of pick up. Not bad. Refreshing.
I wish
this
we had
one
some
is
snow down
a
here.
wet hopped one, which I guess Matt's going to have to do some explaining on that one. So I went outside for the wet hop.
Look at
I
that.
give it
Gimmicks.
a 3. Yeah, 3.
Thank you, Chuggalo Kate. Awesome. Technology is working. I love when I could just pull it in and I can figure it out with easy transitions. So again, off the top rope, I'm at a 3.25. There's no change in. I'm maybe influencing the ghosts of Matt past are influencing this beer. The good takeaway from this beer is you're not committing to a full flavored beer or a filling beer. A story, and I know I covered this on the Mothership. If you don't watch that, I highly recommend it. The long form between JT and I. But up at the cabin, we had pretty much a night of stouts and bigger beers, and we knocked out one of our guys early on, even though we were sharing bombers and everything, and so people weren't having 12-ounce full pours or whatever. This is something you could sustain on and keep up with everyone because you're drinking at a little bit higher gravity with that 6%. So yeah, this is, again, good, but not great. It's nice. You're going to have days like this. This is just going to be one of those ho-hum days. But I appreciate it because, sorry, Stacy, there's so many brand new participants in this year's Advent calendar. I can't wait to get the feedback from them. We have a diversity of flavors and profiles that we look forward to. So I look forward to hearing, especially those individuals that do identify as hopped up individuals, because this is a wet hopped beer. So outside of that, Chuggalos, I appreciate.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Where you are and listening to us. Cheers.